Welcome to the Green Room.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle Grissano, and today is March 74th of 2020. It's been a long month. For those of you who have been living under a rock, allow me to recap things for you. We are in day 48 of quarantine, and this quarantine life has taught us a lot. Like how for most of us, all of our hobbies include restaurants and non-essential businesses.
So what do we do now?
And that alcohol will always be an American staple. Can't afford to pay rent, but liquor sales are up 75%. In crisis, people tend to get so nervous, causing abnormal bowel movements that result in a shortage of toilet paper across the country. Even after major corporations increase production by an additional 1.5 million per day, we still can't seem to get our shit together. But seriously, let's talk about how advertising and marketing has really changed during this time. We are no longer seeing advertisements of, here, buy my product. It's something more along the lines of, we understand what you're going through, so buy this product because shopping always makes us feel better. And don't worry about the debt you'll incur because we're all in debt anyway.
20 on that?
Declined.
Really?
Everyone should now have the stimulus checks issued by the government, so that makes Donald Trump not only our president, but also our sugar daddy.
I know. It's a little overwhelming.
Right after the $1,200 stimulus checks were cut, Costco released a new deal on an 82-inch Samsung TV for only $1,200. Amazon has a new feature, 10-day shipping. That's right, order something today and receive your package in 10 short business days. They're also offering dial-up internet for those enjoying this new pace of life. The cost of gas has gone down, so that's great for those of us who want to aimlessly drive around with no place to go.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
If you find yourself bored during this time of quarantine, you can do something useful with your time and learn a new instrument or do something creative, a new language, a new skill. Or you can take the advice of USA Today and text all of your exes, just in case you had one last thing you wanted to say.
I know I've been a jerk, but please hook me up with your friend.
Personally, I'm not sure I'd take that advice, but I also wouldn't drink bleach or eat cow dung to prevent the coronavirus, so we're all entitled to our own opinions. Bananas are being used to protect against the virus, seniors are parading around in cars to celebrate their graduations, and brides started wearing face masks instead of wedding veils. What else does this virus have in store for us? But for real, we aren't trying to be insensitive to what people have been going through. We gotta laugh to keep from crying and do the best with every moment. So let's start the show.
Welcome to the Green Room.
We're really doing this.
No going back now.
Weddings. A time of joy, family, and a slight feeling of anxiety for a bride. It's every little girl's dream for her dream day to be perfect. But as is life, we throw in a little drama.
Oh, now what does he want?
Like a monster pandemic that shuts down the world.
A quarter of the world's population is now living under some form of lockdown due to coronavirus.
Gabby didn't let a global virus wreak havoc on her plan. She had to improvise. A park, social distancing of 15 family members, the press, and one adorable best man. Respecting social boundaries, the bride arrived and walked down the aisle on a beautiful spring morning. With one extra accessory, vows were said, and finally this little girl's dream of marrying her prince came true. Virus or no virus, love overcomes all. Hello and welcome. My name is Alex and I'm here with Gabby, and this is the Green Room. During this pandemic, a lot of companies and people are finding that they have a lot of extra time on their hands, and instead of sliding into stagnation, we've put our prowess of production to good use and created a studio in which we can showcase experiences of life. And speaking of experiences of life, Gabby, you've recently had a pretty big one.
Yeah, that's right. I got married.
Yeah, we saw. How long ago was that?
So that was April 27th. which was a Monday, and it was the first day that the mandatory mask order was in place.
The mandatory mask was put in place. How did the COVID-19 kind of affect that?
The whole COVID pandemic really obviously evolved throughout this process. So when it started, it was kind of like, we were still planning on moving forward completely. Over 200 people at the wedding, and, nice venue, food, flower, like the whole shebang, all of our loved ones there. So it's obviously changed the dynamic pretty drastically.
How did you adapt to the situation?
I think just trying to put things in perspective. I think one of the things that I really was trying to get over initially before anything I knew was coming with COVID, I'm naturally a perfectionist.
Yeah.
All my guys would tell you that. Anytime we do an event, we have to have this conversation of like, okay, Gabby, something's going to go wrong, right? And so when I was thinking about my wedding, it's like, I know something's going to go wrong. How can I get myself to a place mentally where if something goes wrong, I'm not completely freaking out, because the whole point is I'm marrying the person that I'm in love with, and that's exciting, and I don't want anything to take away from that. So it's just funny then how everything evolved, because it became like, I don't want anything to go wrong, and kind of shifted as things progressed. I saw pieces of what I wanted and my plans and my dreams, just kind of having to let those die and lay those down, and just trust that there was a better plan somewhere along the way. And so, it becomes, okay, well, I can't have a bachelorette party, or I can't.
Well, so what did you do in place of that?
So I previously had 2 roommates that I was living with when the COVID stuff started. So we had, seen each other every day. So we got together. They just came over to my place. We made some masks that said like bride and bridesmaids or bride tribe or whatever. And we went parading around Target and Walmart, which were the only 2 things that were open, and just, stirred up trouble and tried to see what we could find.
So you had your wedding a couple weeks ago. Was that the original date?
So the original date was May 1st.
Okay.
And then we decided to pick the Monday before, just because we wanted to do it at the water wall like you saw, and less crowded, less people, so more intimate for us.
Okay. All right. Everyone asks this about a bride. Who did most of the planning?
Definitely me. I mean, I do it for a living. So.
Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. So you planned your wedding. Did your husband Diego put forth any input?
So he's like a really good decision maker. When I'm having a hard time, he's like, okay, that one. And so it's been good.
It sounds like you just got yourself the perfect man, because most of the time we can't make decisions.
Yeah.
My significant other asks me where I want to eat, and I always turn around and say, I don't know. Where do you want to eat?
Yeah.
She hates it. No, well, it sounds super great. It sounds like you had a pretty good wedding for what was going on.
It was really special, for sure.
Do you plan on redoing it?
Yeah, so we're going to have the full thing all over again, ceremony, reception, the whole shebang. I think it'll be more relaxed and just like a big party and celebration, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, Gabby, thank you so much for sharing your experience, and I cannot wait to co-host this show with you. We all would love it if weddings went perfect, just as planned, but sometimes they don't. Let's take a look at some of the weddings that go horribly wrong.
Oh, God! No! 3.
Take the Emily. Take the Rachel.
Oh, no, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, God.
Oh, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed those bloopers. Man, I don't know about you, but I would take wedding during coronavirus as opposed to some of those. I mean, what was up with that guy? What was going on with him in the cake? Did you see?
I think he was trying to catch the cake at the very top, and I think he was doing a really good job at it. So good, in fact, that the bottom just kind of fell out from underneath him.
Oh, I thought he was trying to eat it.
Was he trying to eat it? Oh,
I don't know.
That's grody.
In any regard, obviously, as you know, and as I obviously know, that there are still plenty of celebrations to happen during this time of the coronavirus, but things are looking a lot different.
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of spitball with you and give our audience some ideas of things that they can do for birthdays, graduations, holidays. We just had Mother's Day, and different ways we can celebrate. We can still get together during these times. So let me know, what have you seen?
You can actually do like birthday parades. You send out a mass text. Either you do it on the person's whose birthday is street, or you guys meet somewhere and you just get all the family, friends, loved ones in like cars and you just have a parade.
Yeah, decorating the cars, people just kind of driving around honking and, causing a ruckus in their neighborhood. But I did see that.
And I know that some people are doing like Zoom concerts. I got some friends who will gather up a bunch of people and they will play their instruments on Zoom and just kind of have like a little set and stuff. It's kind of cool. And I think GVB does Thirsty Thursdays, right?
We do, yeah. So we've been doing Thirsty Thursdays and trying to incorporate maybe some games. The first couple, we're just kind of checking in with people and seeing how everyone's doing. But we talked about there's so many games that you can play, which is really cool. A friend of mine actually set up a game show for his family. He dressed, I think it was maybe Jeopardy or something, dressed up in a suit and, had this whole thing, and it looked really fun. So there's definitely so many things you can do with Zoom. I've seen Zoom bridal showers. I've seen Zoom baby showers. Like I said, lots of games, lots of different fun things that you can do.
Yeah, because this is a time where we have to be separate. And a lot of people, some people need that kind of like interaction. You know? So having Zoom meetings, especially when you miss somebody or it's one thing to hear somebody's voice over a telephone. It's another thing to see somebody's face, and I think Zoom meetings have brought a lot of people, together during this time. They aren't able to see them physically, but, allows them to touch base, grandparents to see their grandkids, because that's hard. It's hard on all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing you can do is you still can send gifts. I know a lot of people are thinking, well, we can't get out to the store, and we made a joke earlier about Amazon taking longer than usual to get things out. And stores are as well, obviously, so you have to think a little bit more in advance to do something like that. But there's things like edible arrangements and 1-800-Flowers, and there's different places you still can send gifts. People are still working in their corporate offices and in their warehouses and things like that.
We live in a digital age. We can go on Amazon. We can order somebody and have it gift wrapped and sent to somebody else. You know, so it's much easier now.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people are saying it's hard. Yes, it is hard. It is hard. But think about what would happen if this happened any other time but now.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of being creative. We've pitched some ideas of doing drive-in church services or drive-in movie theaters, or we've obviously got all of the equipment and things. People can sit in their cars and still do the social distancing, but it's like, oh, I see, little Susie over there, or my friend over here. You can still kind of see faces. It gets you out of the house. So there's a lot of things that you can do if you just kind of think a little bit more creatively.
So what else can we do?
I think now is the time. It's important just to be productive with our time. Is what I've noticed. I think it's so easy for us to just kind of
veg out.
Netflix, and so you really got to get yourself out of that and really be creative with what you're doing, and keeping up with people and learning something useful. But I think that's all the time we have. But listen, Alex, I am so excited to start this show with you and do this during this time of craziness, and hopefully give some people something fun to watch, something exciting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. We'll be back in a week or so, and we hope to see you then.
The Green Room.